Hey, how's it going, guys? Gonna do a quick video how to show you guys how to do something called dynamic data validation lists. It's pretty much lists that expand as you enter stuff in them. If you increase the list, then it'll increase the amount of on the data validation. So here it is. I have a finished copy. Some people like to just see how it's done, and I'll go through it really quickly, probably get it done in about a minute, and then I'll break it down in the second part of the video step by step on how to do it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is let's say we have two contact lists, Nevada, California, and these are our contact lists, and so as you can see right now we have California chosen. So if we choose California, then all of the company names in California show up right here. So let's add another company. Let's call this one a GameStop. Okay, and let's say the contact person there is Lopez Garcia, and let's just bring down the same number. Okay, and as you can see, GameStop is right there. I have a couple VLOOKUPs, embedded VLOOKUPs that have that allow it to figure out which VLOOKUP to do based on the California or Nevada. So this is just basic stuff. And so as you can see, it expanded. And the way I'm doing it is, first things first, is you have to be able to count how many contacts are in each one. So I have two count A formulas, one right there, one right there. And the second thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to name each range that you need to figure out which range to pick. So and you'll see why, because it's inside data validation that we're doing indirect formula, and indirect formula pulls from this. It pulls from the Nevada. So I have Nevada here, and I have this one named California, and and then over here I have it pulling in the correct count A depending on which state is picked up here. Okay, simple embedded if once again, just two-part. Obviously you might have more if you're trying to do this on multiple. You might have 5, 10. I've done ones where I've had 20 lists, and it's a long formula, but these are really easy to write, honestly. And so if you go to the data validation for this, so this is where the list expands. So this is where the data validation is. So we're gonna look at the formula real quick. This is all. I'll put it in the description, the exact formula. Just, you know, you can move it around. But all it is an offset indirect M3. M3 is the name of your named range, and M3 is just right here the state. So that's why we named it Nevada, California, and this is the name range right there. So it plugs it into right there, and a couple extra numbers, and then the last part is figuring out how far down it needs to go by doing with the correct count A right here. So that count A gets inputted into N2, and that's the formula, and then that allows it to expand versus having a data validation that you select this whole thing and then it brings in all those blanks, which is really unprofessional, really ugly, honestly. So this is a much more professional way of doing it. So that's a quick rundown. Let's go ahead and break it down step by step. So once again, this is the contact list for the companies in Nevada and California. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to name the range, the total ranges. So, you know, this only has a couple of cells, but it's like 22 cells. Some of you guys might have hundreds, thousands of options. So all you need to do is just highlight as far down as you need to go, all the blank spaces included. Maybe you guys are planning on adding 100 rows, so you need to account for that. So in the end, just go ahead and name the range. Let's name this Nevada. Oh, I already named it Nevada on the other sheet, so let's nail this Nevada 2, and then this one, let's name it California 2. And so right here in the data validation, let's go ahead and put this one as Nevada 2, California 2. Okay, so right here, Nevada 2, California 2. So once you have that done, we're gonna have to make sure Excel knows exactly how many spots are blank and how many are not blank. So we're just gonna put it in an arbitrary spot, just somewhere count A. You can always hide this or make the font white to make sure it's not visible. So right there you can see there's 5 non-blank spots, and we're gonna go ahead and do that formula one more time on the other side. And then it knows that there's 4 non-blank spots over here. And so the next thing we need to do is we need to bring it out into a helper cell telling Excel, hey, this is the selection, California 2, and we need to be able to tell it to pick from this cell. So let's go ahead and write an embedded if formula right here. So if this equals California 2, then select this one. And if that is not true, then if this equals Nevada 2, I want you to select this one. Let's go ahead and close that up. And so as you can see, it knows to select the 4 because there's a California 2. So if we click Nevada 2, it's going to switch to that 5, okay? So the next thing we need to do is we need to, here, let me get the formula first. The next thing we need to do is we need to click on this area where you want to do the dynamic data validation, and then go ahead and click data validation, list, and this is where you're going to put the formula. So the formula goes right here, and you have to edit it a little bit. And so the indirect needs to feed off the name of the ranges. So we named this Nevada 2, California 2. So this is the cell right there that you're going to put into right there, okay? And the next one is the count. It needs to know how many blank cells to count and how many non-blank cells are going into the data validation, and that is the N2 right there. So once we click OK, it's going to bring in the correct list that we want. So right now we have Nevada selected, and it's bringing in the Walmart to Green Apple. See? Green Apple. And if we add somebody in here, let's say Logan, and you can see that that name comes in nice and clean, okay? So the next thing that we're going to need to do is you might want to do VLOOKUPs based on this company name to bring in all of the appropriate data. So let's go ahead and write another double SUMIF, or not SUMIF, another double VLOOKUP. So this was here, if this equals Nevada 2, and do a VLOOKUP on the company name, and right there, and that is the range. And we're gonna do 2 for the column number because it's trying to pull in the first name 1 2, and we need to increase the if to also capture this being California. M3 equals California 2, and if that is California 2, then do a VLOOKUP on this and this, and we're just gonna do false. So see right there, it's pulling in Jesse for Green Apple, and if we change that to California and change that to solar power, it brings in Rochelle. So all we need to do now is copy this formula over to the other ones and change the column number, because now instead of pulling 2, we're trying to pull in the last name, which is 1 2 3. So change these to 3, and the last one we just need to change to 4. So there we go. That is now 4. And so as you can see, so if we change the company, it automatically brings in the first name, last name, contact. And if we change the state, it's also going to change the list. And once again, that list is being able to feed in the first name, last name, and the contact. So a cool little trick here. You honestly will probably use this a lot if you're in a nice business professional kind of job. I've used this many times. It's a really helpful tool. Keeps your dashboards, keeps your list clean, keeps out all the blanks, and really shows like that's the extra level between like intermediate and advanced Excel users, is being able to clean up everything, make it look as professional as possible. So that's my video, guys. If you liked it, go ahead and subscribe, like the video. I care more about your comments if anything, so please go ahead, shoot some comments, some suggestions, and just let me know if you guys need any help. Thanks. See you guys next time.